Hello students, welcome to my class. I am Taruna Chabe. Today I am going to teach you from Science Unit 3 Chapter 8 page number 90 Body Movements. So my dear children, when we do something sitting or standing at the same place, our body parts move. For example, when we write, our hand moves. When we turn and look at our friend, different parts of body move. We also move from one place to another. We walk, run, jump and move from place to place. Animals move from place to place. They move to acquire food for finding a suitable shelter to protect themselves from enemies or danger in search of suitable environment. Human body moves in different ways. While doing physical exercise, we move our hands and legs. Bones. Bones are the hard structure in our body under the skin. They make up the framework of our body. This framework of bones in our body is called the skeleton. Functions of bones. The bones of the skeleton give us our shape and posture. Without our backbone, we would be unable to stand erect. Bones also protect the softer parts of our bodies. Skull. The skull is like a natural helmet which protects the brain. Ribs. The ribs make a shield around our lungs, heart and liver. Spine. The spine, backbone, protects all the nerves in the spinal column. They act as a base for all muscles, ligament and tendons. Ligaments connects bones to bones and tendons connects muscles to bones. Invertebrates. Animals without a backbone. Example, earthworm, snail, cockroach, etc. Vertebrates. Animals with a backbone. Example, humans, fish, birds, snakes, etc. You know children, the skull is made up of 22 bones. Different bones in the skull have different jobs. 14 bones make the framework for our face and jaw. 8 flat bones form the upper part. We can feel the jaw bone under our chin. It is the only bone in our skull that we can move. Ribs. Ribs are thin, curved bones that make a protective cage around our lungs, liver and heart. This is called rib cage. Arm. Each arm is fastened to the shoulder at the back. The arm has 3 bones, the humerus, the radius and the ulna. The humerus is the long bone between the shoulder and the elbow. The radius and the ulna bones go from the elbow to the wrist. At the end of the radius and the ulna is the wrist. The wrist has 8 small bones so it is really flexible. The humerus is attached to the vertebral column through the collarbone and the shoulder blade. In each hand there are 19 bones. Our legs are fastened at the hip. The hip is shaped like a bowl made of pelvic bones and supports all the contents of our tummy. There are some additional parts of the skeleton that are not as hard as bones and which can be bent. These are called cartilages. Joints are the places where two or more bones are joined together. Some joints are fixed and do not move. These are called fixed or immovable joints. Example, the joints in the skull. Some joints move a little, like the joints in the spine. These are called cartilaginous joints. Some joints have a move lot. These are called freely movable joints. Ball and socket joint is a freely movable joint. In this joint, the ball end of one bone fits into the socket of another bone. It allows movement in all directions. My dear students, is example shoulder joint, hip joint, etc. Pivotal joint. In this joint, one bone rests on the ball-like end of the other so that rotational movement is possible. The joint where our neck joins the head is a pivotal joint. Hinge joint. In this joint, movement takes place about the single axis in one plane only and resembles the to and fro swing like the hinge of a door. Example, knee joint, elbow joint, etc. Gliding joint. The joints in wrist and ankles have flattened ends of bones that can move against each other. These joints allow side to side as well as backward and forward movement. The vertebrae of spine also have similar joints that allow slight movements, and such joints are called gliding joints. Muscles and movement. Bones cannot move by themselves. The muscles attached the bones make them move. Muscles move the body by contracting and relaxing. Contracting means becoming shorter and fatter, and relaxing means becoming longer and thinner. Muscles act together in pairs. This means that one muscle contracts, its partner relaxes. Then the partner muscle contracts. The first muscle relaxes again. The messages sent by the brain are contract or relax. The brain sends the messages to one muscle partner and to the other at the same time. Example, the movements of our arm are controlled by two groups of muscles, biceps and triceps. My dear children, there are 656 skeletal muscles in our body. Voluntary and involuntary muscles. Voluntary muscles. Voluntary muscles are the ones that we can control. Most of them move our bones around. If we want to run, walk, ride a bike, wave our arms around, or eat our favorite burger, it is our voluntary muscles which move our arms, legs, and body around. But they cannot do that unless our brain sends the right muscles to the messages to contract or relax. Involuntary muscles. Involuntary muscles do not need the brain to send them messages. They know their job and they keep right on doing it. Some examples are the muscles in our heart which keep pumping blood round our body. The muscles in our digestive system which move food down to our stomach and keep moving it along until all the goodness that our body need is taken out. Then they work to push the waste that is left over out of our body. Earthworm. My dear children, the earthworm has a long tube-like body having fluid inside it. Such a skeleton is called liquid skeleton. Earthworm is a segmented worm which creeps along the surface with the help of the contraction and relaxation of its body muscles and stiff bristles called setae. The setae act like legs. When the earthworm moves, the circular muscles contract first and the body becomes thinner and longer, and the front part is fixed to the surface with the setae. When the longitudinal muscles contract, the body becomes shorter and the hind part is pulled up. By repeating this contraction and relaxation, the animal moves quickly on the rough surfaces. Its body secretes a slimy substance to help the movement. The earthworm actually swallows soil. The soil containing decaying parts of leaves is passed unchewed through the mouth. The snail moves very slowly. The body of a snail consists of a foot and coiled visceral mass that is located in the shell. The shell of a snail is a skeleton outside the body and it is not made up of bones. Such a skeleton is called exoskeleton. The snail's foot is also its belly. The snail really moves on its belly. Movement takes place by means of expanding and contracting muscles in the foot. The snail deposits a small amount of fluid at its front end and then walks smoothly over the fluid. It leaves a trail of slimy liquid behind.